What the hell is up, you fucking cunts? Episode 31 is here, dude. It's happening. Fulcrum is back. Yippee. This is, of course, going to be the 32nd episode ever released of Resident Bummer, the podcast that I seem to keep making for some reason. We have a health check here. It's going to be like a 7.5, maybe 8. 8 sounds better. Clothing check. I'm currently in my underwear. It's really, really warm in my room. I had to turn my overhead fan off so it wouldn't make any noise. But it doesn't really matter anyways, because I'm going to be bumping my pop filter like this. And then I'm also going to be just smacking the table like this. It's going to be awesome, trust me. Let's see. Clothing check is done. Motivation check. Like a 6. 5 or 6. I want to get through this. We gotta get through this. So let's just get right into the journal. On Friday, August 22nd, the first entry is at 4 p.m. Set 31, day 1. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and watch an episode of 30 Rock before I leave for work. I clock in after getting dressed and driving to work, obviously, and I do not enjoy work for the day. Question mark here for this entry. I was a big fucking idiot. I didn't want to do anything after I got off of work, but I did have plans with Britta to hang out. I already said I would be down to hang out, and then I got through my day at work and I was like, I think I just want to go home and curl up in front of my TV. Instead of being a normal person and just telling Britta that I was kind of beat, I didn't want to do anything, I just straight up fucking lied to her. It was pretty fucking terrible. I tell her that my stomach issues are coming back, and I'm like, oh no, I think I might have to stay home tonight because my stomach is acting up. The main thing I think that happened was we were planning to hang out, and then like an hour before I clocked out of work, she was like, hey, do you want to get sushi when we hang out? And I don't know, I guess a little part of me, I don't like watching her pay for us when we go out to eat. I don't know why. It's terrible. I need to get over it. But if she brings it up, she should be the one to pay, you know. She just drops it on me out of nowhere. I feel like it's the decent thing to do to cover the bill if it's your idea. But it's not really an excuse for lying to her. I shouldn't have done that. And immediately, dog's barking, I think. That's cool. Immediately afterwards, I lie to Jack while I'm sitting in the voice channel about hanging out with her. I was like, yeah, I can't hang out with you, Jack, because in 30 minutes I gotta leave. Oh my god, my dog keeps barking. In 30 minutes, I gotta leave to hang out with Britta. That might have been before I texted Britta and said my stomach was hurting. It still doesn't make any of it right. I don't know. I'm just pointing out some facts, I guess. I do say that I will be too busy to watch movies with Jack and his gang. I don't really know why I do this, but I was dead set on being alone for the night, I guess. I also did skip out on my sister's gender reveal party. Absolutely loner pilled for the night, you know. I do spend most of the night playing Dredge and watching some 30 Rock. Then I think about going to bed without much fanfare in between, I guess, playing the games and watching the show. I don't really know why I put that in the journal. I probably eat something before I go to bed. I don't really know what I ate, though. Moving on to the next day, this is going to be Saturday, August 23rd, set 31, day 2. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and sit in bed while watching 30 Rock. Then I hop into the voice channel alone. Excuse me, I just hit the desk, I think. That probably showed up in the audio. Parents ask if I want to join them at an amusement park. Excuse me, I almost spit on the mic. I tell my parents no, I kind of just want to hang out at home. I tell them that I might be hanging out with Britta, but I don't have any plans or intentions to make plans with Britta. Eventually I do text and ask Britta if she wants to hang out at my place, though. She says she's busy for the day. I try out Police Simulator for a little bit for the first time. I was supposed to play it with Desmond and Michael, but they have not been available to play, so I just decided to load it up for myself. And I grabbed my first achievement. Nice. And then I hop off of the game. I hang out and play some more Dredge and watch 30 Rock all day. I plan to walk the dogs at a certain point, but I'm not actually sure where the leashes are at. They're somewhere in the house, but I couldn't find them. They're not where they're usually kept, just like on the front steps. They're not there. So I drive out to Taco John's at some point and grab 3 burritos. I eat them at home while watching some 30 Rock. They are pretty tasty. And then I do something for the rest of the night. I don't really know what else happens on Saturday. I think I shave at some point, but of fucking course the razor dies like 2 minutes into shaving, and I have to wait for it to charge from 0% battery, even though it was at like 80% charged. It's the worst. I get really tired towards the end of the night, but I stay up too late, and I pass a certain threshold where I get not tired, but I'm still tired, if that makes sense. So I don't sleep too well that night. Moving on to, was this Sunday, August 24th? Yes, set 31, day 3. 1:50 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and watch an episode of 30 Rock before I go to work. I change and drive into work. I clock on, and Richard and Bernard are there to say hi to me. Question mark here for this next entry. Work does suck, and I hate it. I clock out, and I get home to watch some 30 Rock. I watch that for a while until I have to take off to hang out with Britta. She said she wanted to teach me Remy with her sister and her girlfriend. And while I have it in my brain, for some reason, I think I forgot to write it in the journal anywhere physically, but if you remember Penny, the girl from Discord, or woman, I guess, lady, person from Discord that I was chatting with, she went radio silent for like a month or two, and I was like, dang it, oh well, I guess she is busy. And then sometime this week, I would have to go and check my Discord messages, and I don't really want to do that right now. At some point during this week, Penny started responding, and she was like, yeah, me and my boyfriend broke up, and she was talking about she was feeling pretty lost and confused, and she said broken, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely related to that word or descriptor, I suppose. But yeah, that's a quick little Penny update, I guess. Moving back to the Britta Remy situation, she's going to teach me Remy. I show up to her place, and her sister's girlfriend was not able to attend. She stayed home. All 3 of us watch Back in Action. It's a movie with Jamie Foxx, and I don't know the actress's name. I would probably know it if you told it to me, and I would be like, oh, of course, it's blah, blah, blah. But I don't know her name. For a little bit, we watched that movie until Back in Action was the name of the movie, if you didn't catch it. There's also something on the pop filter, so I'm just going to try and brush that off really quickly here. If you hear that rustling, that's a pop filter getting cleaned. There we go. She looks for a movie that we can watch when we go into her room after her sister leaves, and we settle on watching Anastasia. It's a pretty good Disney movie, 7 out of 10. I don't think I'd ever seen it before that night, so I was glad that I'd finally seen that. After, we watched some Fish Hooks, if you know that, I think, Cartoon Network show, I believe. It's been quite a while for me since I watched it. I'm starting to sweat because my room is so warm. That's why I'm in my underwear. Did I say that during the clothing joke? I think I did. Fish Hooks is a decent kids show for an adult to watch, but it's not like, definitely no SpongeBob, right? SpongeBob, I think, is the baseline, like, kids and adults can watch this and be entertained. And stuff like Looney Tunes is also, still pretty entertaining to an adult. Afterwards, we cuddle for a bit while watching fish hooks, and then I say I'm getting pretty tired, and I take off from her place. We do smooch a little bit in her driveway. After I get home, I watch some 30 Rock while laying in bed. It takes a while for me to get tired, but I don't know, apparently I woke up on the drive over. But eventually, I shut off the TV and I head to bed. It's set 31, day 4, at 11:40 a.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and then play some Dungeons of Hinterberg, that is, while waiting to change for work. I finally get past a very simple puzzle that I was not figuring out very easily, and then I change and leave into work. I clock in, say hi to Anna and Richard, and then I prepare to hate my job for the next 6 hours. I do exactly that. It sucks. Then I clock off and head home. I get home and I grab some Discord orbs after completing some Discord quests. How fucking cool is that? No, it's fucking lame, but I have enough for one purchase. I have to choose between an egg, some sweat drops, and gosh, what was the other one? It was like wow, it's totally evading me now. Now I have to open my camera roll and figure this out, because I did take some photos of them. Where are they at? What? Are they really not gonna be like... What? How is this possible? Okay, well, they're gone. I might have deleted them, but some stupid items in the Discord shop that are only available... Maybe not only available with orbs, but you get my drift. It's stupid shit. Which is why we're moving on to, this is Tuesday, August 26th, set 31. This is day 5 and day 6, because I did not update my journal quick enough between Tuesday and Wednesday. I had to pack Tuesdays into Wednesday's entries. Good lord, I'm losing my tongue. Question mark for the first entry. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and hop back into bed while playing something, or maybe watching something, I can't remember. Eventually I join the voice channel and realize that my headset is completely dead. It won't charge. Motherfucker, I'm kinda pissed about it, and I just realized I should bring it downstairs and have my dad take a look at it and see if we can't get it to work. I can't get it to work at all, so I turn on my old headset. There we go. I didn't pronounce it correctly the first time, so I had to correct myself. I get home and, wait, what? Oh, I see. At some point, I give the dogs a walk. I skipped to the next entry there for a second, sorry. One of them is absolutely dead by the end of the walk. He doesn't handle heat very well. It was only like 70 degrees out, but the sun was pretty hot. We get home, and thankfully he lived. He was panting pretty hard, though. I think I hop onto, like, playing another game or watching some more 30 Rock. I can't remember exactly. Eventually, I leave for the mall. I go through some of Tupac's first albums. I do not ask anybody any questions while I'm at the mall, unfortunately. I still have to do that. When I get back, I hop in the voice channel, and I think that Jack and Chud joined the call. If I remember correctly, I believe that was Tuesday that happened. I could be wrong, but either way, I am playing some more Dungeons of Hinterberg. It's pretty fun and engaging. And I believe I was also playing some Star Wars Bounty Hunter the second that they joined the voice channel. I bought that game to fix my credit card balance. I had a negative balance. And last time that happened, they called me up and they were like, you need to not have a negative balance. Buy something or do something about this. And I was like, okay. So I just bought something to try and fix it. I eventually leave the... excuse me, I almost just lost my entire brain there. I eventually leave the voice channel, the voice call that me are jacking in. Oh my god, I really am losing my brain. Me and Jack are in. to make some pizza rolls. And then I watched some 30 Rock while eating them. I don't know what to do for the rest of the night. I think I maybe asked Britta to play Halo at some point, but she texts me and says that she's busy. If I do, it was at some point this week. Something, bedtime is next, and then we're moving on to Wednesday. Oh my gosh, it's getting warm in this room. I wake up a few hours after going to bed, and I cannot fall asleep. I drive for another hour or so, and then I get up. I get up really early, like maybe 5:30 in the morning or 6 a.m. I don't know why, but I was bored and I didn't want to use my classic superpower of just sitting still and laying there and getting all of my energy that way. I do start playing some dungeons while searching through some dating apps. Eventually I shit, shower, brush, and get dressed for work. Then I drive into work. I clock on and I say hi to Richard and Bernard. Then I make food the entire day. Eventually, Benjamin, who was not scheduled to work, comes in clutch. He shows up off of his shift and he hands me a free copy of Resident Evil 4's remake for Xbox Series X/S. He bought it for one of his friends, and apparently his friend doesn't have a disk drive on his Xbox. That's pretty lame, so I snag it and install it when I get home for free. Completely free. Awesome. Benjamin earned a few points there, not gonna lie. At 11:15 p.m., before I leave for work, I match with someone on Hinge, before I leave work, I match with someone on Hinge, and we plan to watch a movie on that same night. It's crazy. This person was just immediately responding, and they were like, yeah, I'm totally down to see a movie tonight. On my drive home, I buy the tickets for us. We're going to be naming this person. I've named them quite oddly. I don't know why I said quite odd. We're going to be referring to this individual as codename Beluga. First name, codename, second name, or surname, typically, as it's referred to. The surname is Beluga, as in whale, you know. That sounds rude, but that's not what I mean by that. Whatever. We plan to watch The Naked Gun. I shave, shower, and brush to get ready when I'm home. Eventually I play a little bit of Dungeons to take my mind off of the date. Just to get I don't really get nervous before dates. I just kind of sit there and I realize I'm like, oh well, this is going to go terribly, so I might as well just not worry about it, because nothing's going to happen, so that is honestly my outlook most of the time, I would say. Eventually I get dressed and I drive out to the theater. I do arrive a minute or two before she does. I text her that I'm here, and she meets me in the entryway before we head into the lobby of the theater. And I just gotta say it right now, dude, she's really cute. She is freaking cute. I hand her her ticket and we grab some popcorn, and then we go and find our seats in the theater. Not before she asks about my regulation t-shirt, though. I do talk about the Regulation podcast and how they started selling the t-shirt I'm wearing. I'm not going to go into it. It was terrible enough to explain it to her. So I'm just going to talk about how we both grabbed some seat in the theater, and or in the auditorium, and then we chat a bit during the previews until the movie eventually starts. Hey, I'm not going to lie, The Naked Gun is pretty great. I have not seen the original, but both of us seemed to really enjoy the movie a lot. We were both laughing quite a bit at certain points. I would give it at least an 8 out of 10, maybe like an 8.5, if you had to ask me. Afterwards, we watch the credits and hop up and walk to our cars. I say bye, and I forget to give her my bouncy ball that I brought in my pocket. I do jump back out of my car and run over to her truck and give her the bouncy ball. She seems a little startled when I run up to the window. I don't think she noticed me coming up to her car. But then I run back to my car and I drive home. Get to my room, and then I munch on some leftover popcorn the whole night. I do send her a snap of the popcorn, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to eat all this tonight. And then I sent her a snap like 4 hours later, and I was like, oh my god, I can't eat another bite of this popcorn. Not gonna lie, I think it's a codename Beluga is swimming away in the water, if you get my drift. I certainly get hers. I want to play, I think I play some dungeons when I get home after the date, and a very small amount of the Resident Evil 4 remake, and then I go to bed. Psych. For some reason, I can't fall asleep, so I stay up for about another hour, and then I just get really, really high. And then eventually that gets me pretty tired. After I watch an episode of 30 Rock, of course. Why not? And then we're moving on to set 31, day 7, which is today, the day that I'm recording this. 1:50 p.m. I wake up, shower, brush, and then I hit my bed for another episode of 30 Rock. I dress for work and drive into work. I say hi to Ben and Bernard. Benjamin asks where I'm at in Resident Evil 4 because he is the one who gave me the disc, so obviously he's going to inquire. At 4 p.m., I tell him that I've almost seen the very first enemy in the game, and then I tell him that I was busy on the date, and it was just installing while I was dating a girl for a very brief amount of time. One date. Yeah, like I said, I think she's gone. I hate work until I clock off. I get home eventually, and then I text codename Beluga. She has not responded yet as I'm recording this, so after I turn off silent mode on my phone, I might do not disturb mode, excuse me, sorry for all you elitists out there. I know it's not called silent mode. Fuck you. 9:25 p.m. I play some Dungeons of Hinterberg, and then I swap over to Resident Evil 4 Remake for like 10 minutes, and then I ask another girl out on Hinge, and then she says that we can get some stuff planned out. I say, that sounds good to me, and I ask about this upcoming weekend. Then I need to start recording the podcast. That's great. I don't want to, really, but here I am. I'm recording it. And this one was actually pretty short, so that's not terrible, It stinks. The shorter they are, it means the less I have to listen to in the future, but sometimes, man, I don't want to be here recording this. I'd rather be doing something else. But I made a commitment, and for some reason, this is like the one thing in my life over the past year and a half, 2 years that I've really committed to. It's retarded, I'm not gonna lie. But, moving on to the outro, of course I don't do outros, so until eventually I get the feeling that I need to do them, but I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. I guess I can do my rating for the week before I take off. This week was honestly, like, all in all, I'd give this week maybe like an 8. It was a decent, pretty good week. About the same rating as the Naked Gun, maybe. Oh, man. But, anyways, that leaves us with the final question. Am I really making a podcast? Or am I just jerking off?